In this video, I'll be teaching you some beginner tips, parts of the guitar, and how to get you started on your journey. Get your guitar and let's learn. So to start off, let's look at the parts of the guitar. Up here we have the head where all the tuning knobs are. Along here we have the neck where there are different frets, where we'll look at that later, and the strings go along, which lead to the body, the bottom part of the guitar, where you can pick and you can strum. Now that we know the parts, let's move on to the strings. First of all, you want to make sure your guitar is tuned. You can use many apps for this, but I use Guitar Tuner, although any of them should work. Now on the guitar you can see there are 6 strings. You would call this one the bottom and this the top, but you will number them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Number 1 is E, number 2 is B, number 3 is G, number 4 is D, number 5 is A, and the top, number 6, is also E. Now the reason we number these are so in tabs when we're learning how to pick a guitar or play chords, we can know where we have to put our finger on which fret and on which string, so we know when we have to play. Now that we know the strings, let's move on to the frets. Frets are used to divide sections in the guitar which make different notes when you change frets. So let's look at the 6th string, which is the top one over here. So if I just play the string by itself without putting my finger on any fret, you'll get E. But if I put my finger on the 1st fret, you get E sharp. And if I move it up again, you get F. And I move it up again, you get F sharp. As you can see, they move up by semitones. So as you go up on any string, they'll move up by 1 semitone. Now, frets are very useful when you're learning how to play chords, as they can help you play different notes, which help you play chords, and if you put your fingers in the wrong place, it can sound very weird. Now that we know this, let's look at tabs and how they help us play the guitar. In a tab, you will see 6 lines which represent the strings on the guitar. Now, when you're supposed to play, you will see a number on a specific string that can tell you where you're supposed to put your fingers. So if we're looking at this tab here, I see 1 on the 1st string, so I'll put one of my fingers on the 1st string and I'll play that note. But if it says on the bottom string 3, then I'll move that finger to the 3rd string. And it applies to any string, just depending on where it is on the tab. So some of the main things you need to have when playing the guitar is a pick and a capo. These can help you since they are useful when strumming or playing different kind of notes. So for example, a capo you would use to clip onto here, and you can use a pick to strum, and the guitar will sound differently to when there is no capo, because a capo can change the notes that are supposed to be played. For example, this is E, but if I play it here, it's E sharp. Just like when you put your finger here and take it off, the notes change. Although instead of putting just one finger, it changes all of the strings. Now a pick is useful when picking or strumming, and you can hold it just like this. You put your thumb on top and your pointer finger at the bottom like this, and you want to make sure that your hand is loose so you can move your hand fast and you can strum as freely as you want. Now that you know the basics, just for some tips, you want to make sure that every time you practice, your guitar is tuned before you start. And when you do practice, you don't want to play random notes. You want to make sure that your practices are structured and are organized so you become a better player. You also want to make sure that you practice a lot, because when learning the guitar, it requires a lot of time and a lot of energy to memorize different chords, different strings, different notes, and over time you will get better. So make sure that you spend lots of time practicing, and hopefully I'll see you in the next video where we'll learn how to play different chords. See you then!